Good morning. Welcome to this day. I want to talk about something today that's very close and dear to me, and it's what I like to call spirit-filled generosity. My good friend Bill Stafford wrote a book many years ago called The Adventures of Spirit-Filled Giving. I try to read that book every January of every year to remind me of God's economy. You can't explain it. It's beyond human reasoning. It's beyond the system of the world. The world tells us that the more that we save, the more that we'll have for the future. The world says the more that we earn, the more that we can keep. But God, the way that His kingdom works, His economy, is the complete opposite. The more that we give, the more that He blesses. It's truly the best investment plan when you really think about it. His promises are available proportionate to us by our giving. We should be a conduit for the blessings of God up in our life. And the more that we disperse abroad, the more that He can pour into us. And if we really begin to live that life, it's adventurous to see God doing miracles in this realm. It's really, it's exactly how God has sustained our ministry all these years, now 40 years, because through God's people. Kind of like in Old Testament, the Levites, they had no inheritance of their own. They were called to minister to the temple, minister unto God and to the people. And because of that, they had no trades where they could go out and earn a living. They were set aside to minister in the spiritual realm for the rest of the tribes. So the other tribes shared in their inheritance and would give a proportionate to the Levites so they could continue the work of God to bless God and bless His people. And so it's kind of the same way. But today I want to talk about the direct promises that God has given us when we begin to consider the poor and consider the orphans and the widows in our giving and our generosity. Truly, this is the heartbeat of God. And when we begin to do this, we operate in a realm that is a joy-filled life. Nothing pleases me more than when we get involved in those less fortunate, especially with children and widows, those that are truly helpless. I never pass a homeless man and judge, when they're holding the signs out. If I can make it to him, we always give him some money. People say, well, you don't know if he's out drinking or buying drugs or whatever. And no, I don't. But all I know is here's a man, but by the grace of God, I could be standing in his shoes. And maybe he scammed me out of $5. God knows the intent of my heart, and I will keep on giving. But I want to look for more powerful ways to engage. And there truly are, we can truly do that. Psalm 41, reading in verse 1, it says, "Blessed is he that considers the poor. The Lord will deliver him in time of trouble. The Lord will preserve him and keep him alive, and he shall be blessed upon the earth. And thou wilt not deliver him unto the will of his enemies. And the Lord will strengthen him upon his bed of languish." That's a powerful promise. I mean, it doesn't get any plainer than that. When we consider the poor and begin to help the poor, those less fortunate than us, the Lord promises to preserve. He promises that we will be blessed upon the earth, and He promises that we will be delivered from our enemies. It gets no more simple than that. What a powerful promise God has given us. If we'll just continue to bless others with the blessing that He gives, especially the poor, He has promised to bless us upon this earth. We should also not only consider the poor, but consider the orphans and the widows. God's heart is wide open with compassion and love and mercy for the orphans and the widows. It's truly the heartbeat of God. Psalm chapter 68 in verse 5 says, "He's a father to the fatherless and a judge of widows." Basically a protector. It's kind of like judge has final say in the courtroom. He has all authority in the courtroom. And I love how the King James uses the word judge. Other versions say protector, but judge to me, is all powerful. God is a father to the fatherless, to the orphans. And he is a judge. He is the final say in the life of the widows. This is God. This is how he operates. This is who he is in his holy habitation. James chapter 1 and verse 27 says, if you really want to know pure religion, undefiled religion and works of God, it says, pure religion and undefiled before God is this, to visit, to minister to the fatherless and widows in their affliction. Friends, we basically are commanded to care for these. We are commanded to consider the poor, consider the orphans and the widows, and to help them and look for ways to bless them. Our ministry, we've been very fortunate. We've been able to minister to nearly 1,000 orphans in the past 7 years. And we're already engaging in greater works. It's going to be able to do that on a much more global scale. And we're going to be launching some of those ministries this year. I'm very excited for you to come to get to know that and partner with us on this exciting adventure of spirit-filled generosity. There's nothing like living this kind of life. When we begin to bless these through our generosity, here's some of the benefits. Number one, we are close to God's heart. And truly in his presence is fullness of joy. We are promised that he will protect us and provide for us. We also share in their inheritance. As God begins to supernaturally and divinely bless them, we share in that. And most importantly, and to me the most exciting, we expand our ministry beyond our reach. We can literally go beyond what our little circle of influence here. And even as you're sleeping, maybe if you've blessed someone in another, maybe you've sponsored a child or you're giving to a missionary or mission work, even as you're sleeping, you're ministering in a continent far away or a far off country across the sea. That's exciting to me. So remember, let us be blessed not to hold it in, but let's bless others, especially the poor, the orphans, and the widows. Find out how you can get involved, engaged in this powerful ministry today. Make a difference for the glory of Jesus Christ. God bless you.